So my name's Fernando. I graduated from Cal State Dominguez Hills down here in Torrance. I came up with this idea because I submitted a business plan to the student body because esports got rejected about 3 times by students. So what esports is electronic sports, which has been tagged. It's competitive gaming. It's been going on for about 20-25 years. And it's recently gone through a renaissance of really engaging a lot of the sports realm into it. So Rick Fox took over one of the esports, along with other sports fanatics. So what we're trying to do is really kind of do the collegiate side, and also do the industry, kind of evolve it into where the community is involved. We've ran a couple of seminars to engage the community as far as what does esports entail. And I think it's a hybrid between sports and business. So the marketing, I mean, how do you market people playing video games when you're just looking at video games and it's just like at the screen? Well, there's actually some software where you go in and you start sportscasting. Dan Patrick has, I think in Florida, he's teaching a journalism class for sportscasting, and there's a student in this class where he said, I want to do esports casting. And he's like, what is that? So he started kind of diving in, and it's still the same thing. You still have to talk to the players, talk to them, and show them what it is you got to talk and interview. So when you're casting, you're talking about the players. And so that's what Black Flower is. And I got Black Flower out of, I used to be an architecture student, and we used to do a lot of, before all the 3D, we used to paint and stuff. And I remember my buddy was pretty gothic, and he would always mix the colors to really get that deep color. And so how do you get that? You just got to mix all the colors to get that black color. So then, so to me, it's like, all right, Black Flower and the flower of bloom. So I want esports to bloom in our community. And I'm really focusing in kind of like the inner cities, out of the Orange County side, and kind of focus into this area. So what we've been doing is just kind of doing a lot of pilot programming with a lot of the students and stuff. We ran the how to do a marketing video for esports down in Thunder Gaming in Long Beach for 10-year-olds up to 14-year-olds, and then this casting. So that's what we're trying to do, kind of get into that teaching. At the same time, we're trying to do a lot of tournaments, which is kind of like the bread and butter. People come to play and compete. So that's what Black Flower's been doing lately, and we've kind of been changing. We live in the backyard of like the publishers. You got Blizzard, Activision, Square Enix. So it's kind of like you got the big dogs running around, and we're kind of like the foxes around trying to kind of read. But at the same time, we're trying to align ourselves to it. So we went to UC Irvine, which has created a big esports presence in the West Coast. And I don't know if you guys seen Karate Kid, but when Karate Kid walks into the dojo for Cobra Kai, and they're all like, yo, that's how I felt. They're all like playing in their computers. They're all just like all with their suits and big servers rooms. And I went back to Dominguez Hills, and they just gave us this dinky little lab with like 4 laptops and limitations on the internet. But we got up to an Overwatch game, which is what's being played right now, and they're really starting to step out. And I think a lot of our community is fear of failure, and that's what I want to do with Black Flower. And I told them we got to be a dark blue against all of these teams. We want to go in, and we want to be the underdog, because there's a beautiful story with the underdog. And so that's what we are. We're trying to get them that resources to go in there. If you want to do broadcasting, casting, there is an industry. We will teach you to it, and we'll bring traditional players in there. We did one where we played FIFA, and we brought all the soccer players, and then we played NBA 2K19 with the basketball players from Dominguez Hills, and they came, and they're like, we're going to beat all you guys, all you gamers. And they're still kind of like, esports, the E, and is it a sport? It's competitive. I wrestled a little bit. I wrestled high school and I wrestled college. The reason I got this was because I set up a structure to get the kids were coming in just to play. But actually, when we strategized, we only played about an hour or two and strategized for 4 hours. And I said, we're not going to touch the game until we go in there and we strategize what we're going to do. And that's what really, it shaved off a lot of the common players, but we still kept them in a kind of non-social, kind of, okay, you can come and play, because I still believe in that community, and that's the community you build off of. My coach told me, you're the strongest wrestler with who you train in the mat room. But when you go into the mat, it's only you and God to see who you go after. So that's kind of like what I brought into Black Flower. We're cunning, we're nimble, we're small, we're little brother. But I think we have a very good mission and vision. But we're starting up, and any help we can get and any advice, obviously, I'm going to call Keith. So I can get my, I'm going to get my credit up. But again, I really appreciate the opportunity.